So Beechy, welcome back. A busy week as always as January kicks in, and our first signing of the winter window has been made, and a big addition to the back line as well.
Well, yeah, we need more defensive cover. Been very open about where we are and what we've done. Been very transparent since I started taking the football. So, yeah, we needed more help and support in that area. Amika, unfortunately, has got some really bad news. So he came on, couldn't have been that long, against Rochdale. He went over at right back and hurt his leg. Carried on, didn't feel it in the game, and next day couldn't straighten it. So in a scan and seeing a specialist, unfortunately he's going to need an operation, and he'll miss the rest of the season. So it was important we got somebody in very quickly, and I've watched a lot of games, a lot of players, and I'm really excited about Ethan Mitchell joining us because he's got some old traditional traits that you don't often see in the under-21s. But he's really competitive, he's professional, a great passer. So I can only thank Wigan for allowing us to have him, and Gregor for helping us sort that out. Gregor, he's done a great job there. He's now director of football, and he's helped us out, so I really appreciate that.
We said this morning when we spoke to him, what do you expect the Fylde fans to see? And he said a physical player who's very passionate and quite a loud figure in the dressing room as well. That was something that last week you touched upon in your pre-match press conference. So is that one of the qualities in him that you looked at? Yeah,
and I'm glad he values himself like that, but also he's good on the ball. And he makes good decisions, but he's breaking into a loan. I know he's been out to other clubs, lowering the steps, in his earlier part of his youth development, when he was at Plymouth before he went back to Wigan. But yeah, he's got great capabilities. He enhances what we are, and it's something that I look forward to seeing, supporting our lads, because like I said, we needed it.
Let's talk about tomorrow and a very long trip to Aveley. It's going to be a long day down and back in the same day, but it's going to be a test that the lads and yourself are going to 100% be up for.
Well, yeah, it's an early start. We're travelling on a day. We'll just adapt and deal with it. And in respect to the team, obviously we're playing a team and a football club. They've had back-to-back promotions, so they're doing great. And within that, they've got a few real good individuals who are looking for themselves to impress and get into full-time football themselves. And they'll probably see us and me as an opportunity. So I've made our players aware of that too. But they are a good footballing team. They've been together quite a while, well coached, and it's going to be a challenge. It's last 32, isn't it? So they've done and won a lot of games to be in that position, and we're looking forward to the challenge of that, and we're looking to try and obviously get into the next round.
What can you tell us in terms of team news? How is your side looking ahead of the game tomorrow?
Well, there's opportunity for change. I mean, I've been pretty consistent with choice. It's enabled some consistent traits in our performances. So there'll be a few changes tomorrow. There will be opportunity for others, throwing down the gauntlet a little bit towards players that have perhaps been on the fringe, and they've got a great opportunity to say, we're right here, right now. Don't forget about me. Play me more, and that's down to the player. I mean, it's great we open out opportunity, but we will see what the lads do, and I'm very trusting and confident of them. They've trained well, we're prepared correctly. We're definitely not taking it for granted or lightly. Great respect for Aveley. We've got obviously our challenges to get ready for the game, and then in the game make sure we produce.
How have the lads looked in training this week ahead of the game?
Really good. The weather's been poor, so we've basically played on 4G for ourselves for the last 4 or 5 weeks, and the only time we get to play on grass is match day. But this Saturday we can't because it's 4G again. And obviously we train Christmas Day on the pitch. The chairman gave us permission to train on the pitch, so we've not really been on grass for 4 or 5 weeks. So it won't be an issue to the lads.
Do you think playing on 4G is going to pose a different test, or do you think that preparation, training on 4G for so long, is going to be a good adaptation?
It probably helps. It's like anything. If you keep changing surface, you get aches and pains in different areas. But because we've basically been on that, we're good. Obviously, there's different standards of 4Gs. But ours we train on, fortunately, it's a very good one. I would imagine Aveley's is pretty good too. But no, we're just looking forward to the game. And let's be right, there is a big prize at the end of 4 games away of being in a final at Wembley. And I've made sure that the players understand that. But we're definitely prepared. And I just want to try and represent everything that we have done, and allow opportunity in change for players to say, I'm here, I'm ready, and don't forget about me.
Off camera, we were talking about, Dan had said after the Hartlepool game you were really frustrated with the position he was in. It turns out it's not as bad as we first anticipated, which is great news.
Yeah, I'd still say it was pretty bad, because I don't think the lad was playing the ball. His standing leg and foot was definitely raised above the boot, and he's got a couple of ligament tears and some soft tissue injuries. But the physio's confident that will be maximum 2 to 3 weeks. But to be fair to that then overstates his loan agreement. So there's a few things to think about, but there's one thing for sure: Dan is a very good player, and he's somebody that had open up communications with Cheltenham to try and look at keeping him.
Going back to the FA Trophy, you spoke to Callum before the Nuneaton match about the importance of the competition. Is that still something that hits home for you and the team? Yeah,
and I mentioned it before. It's on the file. I've won it before. We found some pictures of Nick Orton when they won it last time round, the old MOM at Wembley. But we've got to get there first, and the right to be able to win something. And anybody that wins anything will tell you it's very difficult, including us winning the National League North last season, and looking at Aveley's progress. So they've got something about them to get back-to-back promotions. That just doesn't just happen because we're half decent and we've been lucky. It's because they're coached well, they train hard, got some good young players in there, and and that's the same for us. So we've got to try and progress, take nothing for granted, but I'm sure Aveley have got one eye on being in the last 16 themselves.
I know you've been watching Aveley quite a fair bit this week since the Hartlepool game. What are you expecting from them?
Like I said, they play some good football. They've got a good attacking front sort of vigour. They're good in transitions. They filter in areas quite strong. Second ball pickups and they're lively. So it's going to be a really tough challenge, and that's every credit to them. But we've got to make sure we're ready, which we are, and we're mentally ready for the game. And we just got to give our best. We've got to be at our best on the most important day of the week. And I know I always keep repeating it, but in any calendar, in any footballer's working week, the most important day is match day, and that's tomorrow.
The last time we spoke after an away game, Rochdale, the mood was very much of frustration around the camp. 2 wins later and we're into the 3rd week in January in a very good place. Would you resonate with those feelings?
Yeah, and I think the frustration came from performing well and not getting points. So it was a carry-over from Altringham's strong, professional, disciplined performance and not getting a point, and to, from our perspective, from a footballing perspective, dominate Rochdale away and have far more shots, crosses and sort of last third entries than them, and get nothing from the game. So that, I think that sort of made it worse, that feeling. And we did a lot in just belief, didn't we, in respect to believing in what we're doing and how we're doing it. And we talked a lot about statistics and things, and we've seen that through. So yeah, understand what good looks like and what looks after us. And we do know that. So we've just got to now get in consistent habits, and we can even make it better. That's what's important. We've got to grow, and we've got to grow our product.
And finally, Beech, we go into 2 away games back to back. It's going to be a while until we're here in front of our home fans, but how important is that away support and keeping that togetherness regardless of whether we're here at Mill Farm or on the road?
Well, it's really important, and I know you touch on it quite a lot, which is great. It was brilliant, wasn't it, after the game the other night? Yeah, so anybody heading down there, thank you very much, and we really support. We're really sort of honoured that you support us and travel that far to watch us play. So I thank you for that. And like you say, whether it's home or away, we've got to create something that we're all in together. And we've got still a massive challenge ahead in the league programme. Take nothing for granted, and we know what we need to do in that to gain what we would consider sort of what we deserve. But like you do in football, when you get to the end of the season, the league table never lies, so we've got to make sure we take care of that business.
Cheers, Beechy.
Thank you.